With keynotes, it's the same. The people evaluating who should and shouldn't keynote, like me, I can't believe someone's got suckered into let me talk, can't tell if you'll like them. They don't know if they can speak. They don't know if they can code. Combine an inability to evaluate the speakers with an inability to evaluate yourself and the Malthusian trap of desperation born from stupidity, and you get bad keynotes. Ooh. Oh, it gets worse. And now I'll tell you secrets. You're all depressed. Guy with the knife in the front row is down. You in the back, it's all right. Right, I see you back there. I planned all this. I can't give it to you. I can't tell you what I can tell you what I'm doing to improve myself. Maybe it will help. Maybe it's total bull. The point is, find out for yourself. Find out if following advice helps you as much as lines in an IRC channel during a keynote can. My advice, and this is totally random advice. I just thought, cool, I wanted to tell somebody this. Never believe in any programming language. It's not a religion. They all suck. Believe in your ability to solve problems independent of the language. Study everything. Computing will become less about computers and more about all the other stuff. I like economics, sociology, psychology, and music. Find something you like. Connect all the things you know, even if those connections are dead wrong. You'd be surprised when some random connection between your love of cottage cheese consistency evaluation and web-based file uploads suddenly matters one day. Learn the physical part of your life as well as the mental parts and realize there's no separation. Learn to fight, since some of the smartest people in the world were also great warriors. Learning about the realities of killing and living will teach you that duck typing isn't so bad, after all. Eat some damn vegetables, I swear. Learn what other smart people are saying, but don't believe a damn thing they tell you without evidence. That includes me, okay? I'm funny, but I'm kind of a dipshit sometimes. Stop using patterns. No, really, quit using patterns. They aren't helping. I have evidence on that, by the way, which is later. If you don't know what a standard deviation is, then take a statistics course. Here's a great language for statistics, and also an awesome book about a language. Massive book. And don't use Amazon-style URLs. Every if case or similar branch has an else with a raise, no matter what. This one thing will make your code very robust. Start tracking tiny little metrics about your personal quality, compile errors, bugs, untested defects, anything you can get your hands on. Then find your standard deviation of errors. Try to bring the errors down and tighten the deviations. Eventually, you will know exactly why you are bad and what makes you better. Here's mine. Come on, there you go. This is statistics I have on the Saving the Internet with Hate project that I did when I first started it. Learn about science and statistics. And I say that because that forces you to not believe anything without evidence. So here's a negative example. It's too hard to say what you should do for everything I recommend. 1,000 people will say, I'm an idiot. Windows! It's a woman's computer in a man's body. Wait. Anyways, women are cool. Wait. I'll try another approach and I'll tell you a story and not what I want them to do. STI hatred and formats. I worked with a guy who hated STI. This isn't going to be a poem, I'm sorry. He hated it so much that he invented his own class table inheritance using method missing. This was for logging. For every class you needed to log against, named blah, he had a blah log. Blah log then had a project log as a parent. And they had mutual method missing to implement polymorphism. However, an analysis showed that all these classes only had 4 fields. All these classes shared the same fields, just with different names. So the table changed from 1 STI, ID type, and those fields, to 6 tables. Because he hated STI. Even in the face of a method missing stack loop, he still hated STI. Even in the face of 4 developers spending 2 weeks to add 1 field to a log, he hated STI. Next, there was the need to display this mess. Of course, format strategy was next. It's a pattern. For each action, each object, each other object, there was another class that formatted this. Person changes subject format. Awesome. 6 times X, a ton of classes to print 1 line on a screen. It gets better. Each format strategy class had this instance eval line. We freaked. Where's that coming from? Traveling back from instance eval to strategy class, to the log, to the database table, to another table, with all the format strings. They were running Ruby code out of the database. Code like instance eval, RMRF, Joy. No, it's not a Java programmer, and quit typing when I'm talking. The fix. A single class called log entry with subject, object, verb, preposition, and indirect object. Done. Then methods like toSentence, object phrase, subject phrase, prepositional phrase, to print it out. 70 lines total, done. Replaced all that code. Another story. I've ran into damp tests. This is stupid. Back in the day, someone made a giant def setup method. Then that became a problem in a test, so they banned a setup, announcing, yay, damp tests. Because as you know, if something doesn't work once, then you have to use the inverse to react to the Boolean argument. This is why you should learn to fight. First, you can beat up these idiots. Second, you'll learn to panic less. A few complex setups in your test isn't nearly as dangerous as an angry hobo with a knife and a crack habit. Then we had to change some code. 1 day to change the class, 6 days to change the test. Most of that was changing setups sprinkled all over. Because the test is damp. It's still code. And dry code is easier to maintain. Don't listen to every idiot with every idea. In this case, why can't you have test code without complex setups and keep it dry? Why can't you? Test unit is Ruby after all. Break that puppy open. Make it work. Nobody said you had to use their setup method. Do something different. The fix. Quit defining everything in terms of an if statement. Life isn't Boolean. In this case, why not different setups? You could have different methods. No harm in that. Nobody's going to come rape you. But object-oriented programming publishing is an industry of arbitrary distinctions. Adapter, bridge, and connector are the same. I said it. Damp versus dry, stupid. These distinctions are arbitrary. So please try to recognize when the distinctions, where's that going? Are the same damn thing. I missed a line. Ooh. In conclusion, people are starting to get dangerous ideas from other pundits. They blindly believe what these book publishers and authors tell them. They believe guys like me too. This is dangerous because they take advantage of your inability to discern relative quality, the lemon law effect. Please start finding your own way. Become the new leaders that evaporate the original leaders of the revolution. Oh, and patterns suck. Use algorithms. Thank you. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a keynote, so now I'm just gonna talk. All right. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do a keynote on why keynotes suck. Man, they just kind of suck doing them too. You know, it's just like I can't blame the guys who do them. Show of hands, how many people really like this? Good. Okay. How many people are gonna like try to find me and beat me? You saw the part about fighting, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah, and he's a drunk hobo. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. So just feel free to ask me questions or come up and talk to me later. And I had a really great time. It's a blast coming down here. This is a lot of fun. Just so you know, I don't hate all conferences. I like the regional conferences. The grassroots stuff like this. It's the bigger conferences, like the giant 1,600-person Rails conference, where I really feel like something's missing. And for me, a lot of talking about keynotes and guys like Dave Thomas and DHH and those folks, they're big boys, they can take it. A lot of me talking about that is that I think it's kind of time for people to move on and start coming up with the new leaders, right? I don't want to be in charge anymore. I've migrated the Mongrel project over so people better capable that actually use it can maintain it and take charge of it, right? And this is an important thing. You guys are part of a revolution that basically got rid of a lot of pain for me, getting rid of Java. Not getting rid of it, but just not Java the language or Java the platform, but Java the business, the industry of complexity and arbitrary distinction. So I appreciate that, right? You guys should give yourselves a round of applause for doing that. But go ahead. Smiley time. But remember, it's not going to really improve unless new people step up and start trying to change things up and do really good stuff with what's currently being built. Because the old guard has a vested interest in maintaining what they're making money off of. I hate to be kind of a capitalist pig about it, but that's the way it works. So come in, make your own money, do something different, show them up. Cool, thank you.